Talks podcast, hosted by Yola Bastos and created by Women Flix, which empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. Entrepreneur Talks is a podcast that covers conversations with startups, founders, innovators, and thought leaders from around the world who are disrupting the status quo, expanding their businesses, and bringing innovative ideas to life. Yola's conversational tone is focused on the tough questions about journey and details, the ways of thinking and acting that have led these entrepreneurs to success. Entrepreneurship, leadership, mental health, funding, finances, and other issues are covered on our podcast. Subscribe now to our podcast by joining us on Spotify. You can write on your web right now www.anchor.fm/entrepreneur talks/subscribe. Join our podcast and enjoy this powerful conversation. Women Flix empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. Everyone, and welcome to Entrepreneur Talks. And for today, it's going to be amazing. I do have my guest waiting for me, which is Jeff Hancock. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Jeff. And we will talk about this later. For today, I hope you enjoy the introduction that I created. I'm so excited for everyone to see, and I hope also that you enjoy today's session. We're going to be touching crypto insights. I don't know too much, so it's going to be very, very insightful for myself. So let's welcome Jeff Hancock to our session on season 14. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Yola. How you doing?
Hey, I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, it's good. Sun's finally come out in Surrey today. It's finally a little bit better weather. We've got the ducks and geese and all the kind of wildlife joining in. So it's it's a good time to be in the UK.
Fantastic. Yes, I was about to ask you, where are you talking from? But we are both in UK. Yep. What about in UK you are?
Just outside of London in Surrey. But I regularly come into London a couple of days a week to see various clients, some of our providers, networking events, etc. So it's far enough out of London to be remote, but it's close enough I can get there very, very quickly.
That's good. That's my wish. I will get there. I live in London, so I mean, Kew Bridge, Brentford. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yep.
It's a nice area, but my aim is to move to outside London as well one day. If possible.
It is very nice to have a view outside of trees and sky instead of another building. So it is it's good fresh. I was in central London for about 10 years, the North London, South London, around Clapham, etc. And it was great. But if COVID showed me everything, is that we didn't need to be in central London anymore. All our meetings are remote, podcasts like this, and it takes me about the same amount of time to get into London from here as it does from where I live now. So it's it's a good little change if you can make it out here.
Yeah. It's not just as well seeing another building, but breathing better, like clear.
And the noise. It's very surprising how loud it is. I was very drowned out as soon as I went back into London for the first time. I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was this loud. So it's a bit of a life change. Takes me back a little bit to Australia. So I have a little bit of home out here in Surrey, which is nice.
Oh, so you are from Australia?
Originally from Australia. I moved to the UK in 2010. Originally, I was only going to come for about 6 months to do some traveling. I originally came over to do a long distance rally, a charity rally from London all the way to Mongolia. And as soon as we got to Mongolia, we realized, what do we do next? So we came back to the UK, got a job in
Wow.
London, worked in my IT career for 10 more years, and then eventually got into crypto in 2018.
Wow, awesome. We're going to have more of this later. Tell me, and now I want to ask you three things. Oh, no, three things. No, it's not that way. Describe yourself in three words.
Describe myself in three words. We'll have to use the Australian term of loud first. Definitely a bit of an extrovert. Love talking to people. Love learning new things. I suppose another word would be intriguing. I love learning new things about people, about tech, about finance. I've always tried to be a bit of a sponge. And then I suppose the last one would have to be. I don't want to be too corny and stuff like that, but I mean, I think something to do with values. There's I've got a strong value I try to keep to myself, to the people around me, to my business, and to all of our customers. I try and be as transparent as I can. I try and share what I can. I try and be insightful, educational. So I suppose adding value and keeping to my values would be the third one.
Adding values and keeping values. So I did write loud, intriguing, and strong values.
There you go. That'll do.
And now starting from strong values. So I'm sure that you are very well aware, or you can share with us the values of your business. Not just
Yeah, sure. Um, I've always come from a service-based background. The Australian moniker. Oh yes, I started behind a bar. Started in hospitality, worked up into electronic gaming. You call them fruit machines over here. We call them pogies. Until I started my IT career in hotels and casinos. And while I was, an IT tech and a cybersecurity engineer, I still had to look after 4,000 staff, as well as the 20 to 50,000 people that came to the casino every day. I used to go up to the high rollers room, down to the videotex, up to the security eye in the sky. I did a lot of projects with the Australian Federal Police, and all of those things, regardless if I was in tech or behind a bar, we're always working with people. So when I finally got into, my first startup was in crypto, and my first startup is Coinbase. The one thing that I noticed a lot when crypto was starting to become mainstream in 2018 was it was just void of any kind of people. There were always questions that people wanted to know, and by simply giving people a little bit of attention, a little bit of time, trying to put people back into crypto and trying to make crypto more of a mainstream financial service,
right.
that that little bit of interaction made us more of a real brand than just something that was automated bots. Go and find your answer over here on FAQ. We actually took the time to get to know the users that trust our platform, and we have a growing relationship with all of those people even to this day.
Wow. Wow, that's really good. And do you know that I'm sure you know you're running a company on crypto, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
And there is a lot of stuff going like spoke about crypto. I'm not I don't hear too many positive, to be fair.
Well,
Because
it depends.
why
Yeah,
it
I mean,
happens?
I think it's mostly just down to image. Crypto still has an image problem. When anyone talks about it, they talk about scams and illicit moves and stuff like that. But all of those kind of headlines only represent a very very small portion of the network. I mean, I
Wow.
think from 2018 to now, the amount of illicit transactions or scams has actually been going down year on year. And one thing I always like to remind people is, there's these big headlines that get punched out there about, $1 billion in cybercrime was carried out in crypto this year. But how much other crime was carried out in US dollars or pound sterling or any other fiat currency? Actually, no one knows. Where at least in crypto, we have the data to prove and also
That's
lock off those funds from happening again. And it is one of those new age. It is a growing technology where the education and the regulation is not caught up to the tech just yet. A lot of people still come to grips with using a secure password and a 2FA or a multi-factor authentication to secure their data. Now we're talking about a bank account which is always online. Everyone can see the balances and everyone can see the transactions in real time. That is a huge learning curve for people to get ahead of. And
wow.
unfortunately, there's just a lot of really crafty marketers out there which are actually scammers that are convincing people to part with their hard-earned cash to do some sort of quick returns. And we talk to these people every day. They invested £9,000, they got zero, they got told to sign up to a platform and invest in it with Bitcoin. There's a lot of different angles to it, and unfortunately they're the only ones that make the headlines. There's actually a lot of positive stuff that comes out of, let's put crypto to the side for a moment, but the technology itself, the blockchain technology, it's being adopted in so many ways right now. And I think when it
Right.
becomes fully mainstream, you won't even know you're using one. But it will be the most secure, immutable, privacy, all of those kind of things are being built on top of this tech right now, which is why I'm, really involved on the tech side, and it continues to keep interesting me every single day.
So, oh, thank you, Jeff. I'm more confident now about crypto.
So, I mean, yeah, when we talk about crypto and blockchain are two different things. Crypto is a token built on top of a blockchain, and it can be moved anywhere between any wallet instantaneously. What it actually represents and who it's issued by, that's when you have to start educating yourself about, what's what and what's fake.
Mm. And nowadays, I know by one of the best footballers, for example, the football players like
Mm.
Ronaldo from my country, woohoo, is already as well doing this, and I'm like,
Mm.
wow, how can I connect? How can I? If someone like me that doesn't know anything, what advice would you say to someone like that is interested?
Sure.
I'm interested, but
Yeah. So one thing I definitely can't do in my position as CEO at CoinPass, and we're an FCA regulated company here in the UK, is I can't give financial advice to people. But what I would say is, when you're learning and starting out, you have to treat it, crypto isn't gambling, but you have to treat your first investment like a little bit of a casino. I've got £100. I'm willing to spend that £100 on my education by buying my first bit of Bitcoin or my first bit of Ethereum or something like that nature. And
right,
then once you've kind of gotten to grips of, I've signed up to a platform, I have my wallet, I've moved a bit of crypto from A to B, that's part of your education initiation. And I think you can read as much as you want, you can watch as many YouTubers as you want until you actually go through and do it yourself. You have to go through the actions of learning it. And once you understand how simple it can be, a lot of that sort of, angst or anxiety about, I don't know anything about crypto, that can fall away very, very quickly once you've kind of done your first several transactions. And they don't have to be expensive. Not everyone has £100, and I get that. You can do your first Bitcoin purchase of like maybe 10 or £15 on our platform, for instance.
okay. So if I tell you that I already been on crypto applications and I've done some transactions, which is
Yeah.
minimal, like I can go, I can start now.
Exactly, yeah. And I think it's kind of, you have to do as you learn. The best form of education is actually doing something. You can read as much as you want in a book, but until you go and apply it to the real world, it's basically just theory. So I always tell people, start small, do a bit of research, read a couple of blogs, maybe read a book or two. I've got a few behind me. We can't see, it's blurred at the moment, but there's a few
Yeah.
behind me that I always recommend to people. One by Dominic Frisby called the Bitcoin, the Future of Money. That's a really, really good one. There's also the Bitcoin Standard, which is another good one as well. They're not too advanced. They tell the story, and they explain some of the fundamental issues with our existing financial system, which Bitcoin was originally designed to resolve. And I think once everyone tries it at least once, they'll be surprised how simple it can be.
What made you to turn to this crypto? Why not money, but money?
That's a really good question. Why did I do it? I mean, originally I started the business from opening my big mouth was was the start of it. I've still got the original schematic in the background as well of our entire business plan on a little tiny notepad. But I think for me it was, I moving from Australia to the UK, I struggled massively in the first 6 months I lived in the UK just to get a bank account. From
Yes.
Australia's not a developing country, it is a G20 country, and I was pulling money out of an ATM every month and paying my rent in cash, and buying my train tickets in cash every day because I literally couldn't get a bank account, which I found really, really strange. And
Right.
then
Yeah.
through my career, I learned a bit about trading, I'd learned a bit about investing, I'd done a bit of property investing, and for me it was, I found it very technical to begin with, because in the day that back in 2015, 16, 17, there was not a lot of documentation unless you're a really hardcore tech guy. And I was a really hardcore tech guy, so I kind of understood it. And I think for me, I had a real first world problem issue where I needed to send money back to Australia,
Yeah,
which is really prevalent in places like Africa and stuff. Using Western Union, using these other kind of
very
remittance
expensive.
agencies
So,
are insanely expensive, like 25% fees at some stage. It's ridiculous. And I
yeah.
needed to send some money home to Australia to pay for some upgrades on my mother's property. I was making some pretty good money in the UK. I wanted to contribute, and Barclays wanted 7%, and we're going to take a week. An FX company could do it in 3 days. We're going to do it in 5%. I can do it myself with no middlemen using crypto, and I could send it to myself in 5 minutes for 10 cents.
Wow.
Why isn't everyone else doing this? And I didn't break any laws. I wasn't money laundering. All the transactions were very visible. It's crypto is one of the worst money laundering tools in the world because all the transactions can be traced back to somebody somewhere. And I was able to get those funds to myself. I was able to give them to my mother, and obviously to do our property upgrade that she needed to do because I want her to keep traveling and have fun in her older age.
Yeah. I
So for me, it
remember,
was yeah,
sorry, I remember these days, like back in the
yeah,
day when we only have this Western Union and the bank.
yeah.
No,
Or
I've
you,
been through this, so I know
Yeah,
exactly.
and then if you're sending it to someone, you need to get all those person's details. There's a lot of data privacy issues. You're sending a lot of documents via, unencrypted email. It was just a trove of documents and privacy data going everywhere. Whereas with this, I get to be in control of my funds at all time. They're mine, and no one can take them from me. We're seeing today in UK banking where people are being restricted from investing in crypto, so they can't even use their own money in a bank for what they want to do with it. You want to send £1,000 to a crypto exchange to make an investment, not to launder it or send it elsewhere or get scammed. You're kept away from your own funds, which is a really really sad state of affairs. But at least if I'm holding my Bitcoin on my mobile phone or my offline ledger device or wherever I'm doing with it, no one can take that off me. It's cryptographically impossible to steal my funds.
Oh, but you can change to money then. You can.
Yeah, using a platform like ours, we sit basically on the fringe between both of the worlds. Let's say, we've got the existing financial system, which is your Barclays, your HSBC, all the tier one banks, US dollars, pound sterling, euro, that kind of stuff. And then you've got the new world, the blockchain world, or what they're starting to call the buzzword is Web3, the Web3 world. And
Right.
we sit in the middle. We have the banking rails coming into our platform where you can deposit funds in. You can access any of the 18 or 20 crypto assets we have supported, and then you can send those off to another exchange or to a wallet or to a loved one, or whatever you want to do with it. That it's your crypto. And
Mm,
then adversely, when people have gone and traded for a bit, or they've held it in a wallet for a few years and they now want to sell it back into cash, they can use a platform like ours to get those funds back to their bank account at whatever the exchange rate is.
you just remembered me that like I said, imagine if I knew this, like I already went into a platform, and I did that
Mm,
actually. I was working with a company and they were paying me by crypto. I
yeah.
think it's crypto. And then I had wasn't for me was because I'm a tech person as well. I found very interesting because I received that coin and then they explain I need to go to another page and then transform them to euro to pounds,
Yeah.
and then I need to find someone that's selling a certain, like selling or
Yeah, that's what we call a peer-to-peer market, a
yeah,
peer-to-peer. So that's where both a buyer and a seller are talking back and forth at the same time and agreeing a price. And if I'm selling a token and you're buying it, somewhere in the middle, one of us has to make money. Whereas a
right.
platform like ours, we will basically match any buyer and any seller at any price. So you're not having to sit there and haggle. We'll basically offer you whatever the market price is, and you don't have to worry about the other side of the trade. We take care of that, and that's what our platform does. So if you
Ah,
have it's usually some of the more exotic tokens that you get fit into that. So you might get banana token or Dogecoin, or Dogecoin's a bad example. One of those other ones we can't really trade it. We call those illiquid tokens, and you have to go and find a very less reputable exchange or a peer-to-peer seller in order to get rid of those tokens,
hmm.
which is why we only support very high end, what we call top tier tokens, because they're very liquid. There's always buyers, there's always sellers. and we can always match people together regardless of what the price is. And even if there's a gap in the market, we usually fill that gap ourselves. So
Okay.
sometimes you'll trade with us directly at CoinPass, or we'll match our buyers and sellers together at whatever the market rate is. But regardless, everyone always gets served no matter what the price is.
Okay, so in that case, Jeff, I when I was doing this, I did sell. I went to this side of the platform, and then I sold my money because I want to transfer to my account, my bank account. And
Yep.
in 10 minutes, the money was in my account.
Yeah.
So, but that person charged me 20 something. I don't know. I can't remember. 20
Yeah.
fee or 20 tokens. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly the word. But
Exactly. There'll be a fee in there somewhere.
yeah,
But yeah, that's just the way the world works. But yeah, there are some platforms that are better than others. They all serve different niches and different, different types of tokens, and some of them are more based around payments or matching people together. It really depends. And the one thing I say about crypto is there's something in there for everybody. If you want to buy and hold some token for a long period of time, there's plenty of assets to choose from. If you just want to move US dollars around very quickly, there are some stable coins which do that very, very well.
hmm. And is worth it. Like, let's say I'm waiting for a payment from, not just about the quick work job, but it's worth it in terms of fees, right?
It can be, yeah. I mean, this is where you got to be a little bit careful on what you actually want to do the payment for. If you're doing something that's, you give someone an invoice and they pay it in a week, you might want to use something like a stable coin. So the price is always going to be, one US dollar to one token. If you're doing something a bit more immediate and you want the payment in Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that, you may want to choose a shorter time window because there is more volatility in those kind of tokens.
Right.
If I said I'll charge you, a Bitcoin for this work a week ago, it would have been $20,000, and today it's like $22,000. So you really want to get those kind of time periods nice and tight if you're doing something with
Right.
with a volatile token. But then again, some people don't care about the volatility. They want to be all in that Web3 world, all on the crypto side, and they want to do all their transactions in crypto, which I think is great.
Right. So I believe you're already buying everything on crypto, right? Like anything.
Not everything. No, I'm actually on the crypto side. I'm very, I wouldn't say risk averse. I am in crypto, and I'm very bullish on but I only invest what of that part of my portfolio. I've got my ISA with my stocks and shares. I've got my regular SIP pension. I still have a property portfolio. So I've got, a range of assets in my portfolio that are, chunked up in a certain way. I'm buying once a month because I'm what's called dollar cost averaging in. So regardless what the price is every month, I buy the same amount, and that's me building my portfolio
All
pot.
right.
Because out of all things, I'm a very terrible trader, and I just hate looking at charts all day. So I'm not what you call a trader. I'm an investor.
Okay, great. And do
keep
you
keep
have,
it keep it simple is kind of what my investment strategy usually ends
I
up being.
like that. I like that. And because you just saying that, I don't know, but do you teach these things? Do you have any
Yeah,
training?
so we have some educational blogs on our website. So if you go to coinpass.com, there's blog up in the top right hand corner, and we've got a lot of kind of training and information stuff on there around different strategies that people might follow, and about why you might want to add crypto to part of your portfolio. I definitely don't recommend going all in. Don't put your monthly salary in there. Don't put your retirement savings in there. Um, the advice is always start out small, gain some experience, get hungry for information in this industry because there's so much to learn and it goes so quickly, and never get kind of caught up in the FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Right.
There'll always be another brand new token somewhere. There's a lot of garbage out there. There are some very reputable projects that have been around for a very long time, succeeding in a lot of their mission statements. So, once you do your first purchase, it may be a Bitcoin or maybe an Ethereum, whatever it might be. Then you can start looking at your more exotic tokens that might be a little bit further down the field. It's the same as kind of the stock market. If you're getting into buying your first share in a business, you might buy a share in a business you've heard of, like Facebook or Apple or Tesla.
Right.
Those are what we call the blue chip stocks, the top tier ones. You might not invest in a really tiny aviation company in the middle of the US that you've never heard of, and
Right. Yeah.
each stock is
Definitely.
5 cents, what we call a penny stock. You might not go to the exotic ones first. And I think that just comes with experience and education. A lot of the stuff we saw with NFTs, non-fungible tokens, pictures of dogs and cats and crypto bros and stuff like that. That was a bubble that was always going to burst. There's no reason why a picture with no provenance by an artist you've never heard of should be worth $50,000.
Yeah.
So I never really got involved in the NFT craze, but there are a lot of people that did, and there's some really good stuff out there. But I don't know anything about the NFT artwork space, so I kind of just stay away from it. And that's just me knowing what I know and knowing what I don't know.
Right. Okay. So that is a blog. And sorry about these questions like this, but
No, it's great. I like it. Thank you.
I'm learning. And when it comes to, so if I join let's say that I joined the crypto family, like I sign in on your platform and I take money and I invest there. When I say invest, it is like drop the money inside the platform and then I need to invest to something else, so I can just keep there.
So yeah, what you can do is you do a standard sign up first, so obviously proving who you are. Little quick selfie face kind of thing. Yeah, so you verify your account, because we're a platform regulated by the FCA, so we have to follow their rules and frameworks, which is good because it protects users and it protects all of our good users from any rogue people trying to enter the platform.
Right.
So we keep it nice and secure. Then once you put your money on, you would choose the asset you want to buy. So we've got 18 assets on our platform. You would simply deposit your 15, 20, £100, whatever it is. And then you can go to the market and choose which ones you want to buy. You might want to buy just one token. You might want to buy 2 or 3, and you can just enter the amount that you want to buy. And then we do all the complex calculation stuff in the background. And then that token is there. You've secured your price in that Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes up by 5% tomorrow, which has happened in the past, you can then sell it for a profit if you like. Or you can hold it for a month, 2 months, 6 months, 5 years. It's really up to you. You want to sell it, take the profits back to your bank, couple of clicks and a couple of quick steps. Or you might want to take that Bitcoin off and send it to another platform, or put it into your own wallet. So now we're not holding it for you. You can hold your own Bitcoin in your own wallet and be what we call self-sovereign with your wealth, which I quite like.
Wow. Okay.
My favorite thing to do with that, the last time I went through San Francisco in the airport and actually had I don't have it with me for security purposes. I actually had my crypto wallet, which is a USB device. It was called a ledger. It's considered an offline device because it's physical. It's not stored on a computer. It's not stored on a mobile phone. So it's very, very secure.
Right.
You have to plug it in. You have to put a code in order to do instructions and stuff with it. But effectively, I'm carrying the crypto with me physically. And I was wearing that around my neck. I went through the airport, and you have that little card that says your declaration. Are you carrying more than $10,000 in cash? Cash? No. That was quite cool, because even if they took that device off me, there's no way they can actually access it. I've got the key, I've got the codes. So that thing can be thrown away and I can restore it to a new one, like a backup. And that's kind of one of the key pieces, is that, even with a gun to my head, no one can take the crypto off me. Obviously, if someone holding a gun to my head, I'd probably just give them the crypto. But if I was holding 10,000 in cash, that's usable by anybody. The crypto that's held in my personal wallet, that's encrypted, that only I have the code, no one can take that from me, digital or otherwise. And that's the whole point about being self-sovereign, is that you're not exiting the financial system, you're exiting the banking system that can hold your money and freeze your money whenever they like. I know a lot of people that have their bank accounts frozen because of identity theft. Someone intercepted a mail coming through their mailbox. They ran up 50,000 in loans, and then all their banks got frozen because they didn't repay the debts.
Yes.
That's not them doing nefarious actions. That's someone else using their identity to effectively lock up their own funds. And it's a really, really stressful thing. I'm really hoping I never have to go through that. But no one can ever keep me from my crypto, which I quite like.
That's really good. And that pen you buy inside the crypto, or how do you?
Yeah, there's a couple of different manufacturers that sell them. The two leaders in the space are called Ledger. And you go to ledger.com, you can pick up a number of different devices. And the other one is Trezor, Trezor. I'm not an affiliate of theirs. They just make really great products. And they're by far the safest to use.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I would stay here forever. to learn more. I want I want to
No,
be
for
a
sure.
student. Jeff, can you tell me the name of your company? Now
Sure.
you need to sell your product,
Not a
and
problem.
where,
So yeah,
and also where can people connect with you? How can people get in
yeah,
touch with you on social media and so on? If you
yeah,
can.
for sure. So we're coinpass.com. We're a UK-based FCA-regulated crypto exchange. There are not that many of those. If you go and check the FCA crypto register site, there's only a handful of companies on that list, so it is very, very select. We worked very, very hard to get that crypto license to ensure we're, compliant, following the rules, and obviously giving a fair and transparent service to all of our UK and European users. You can sign up an account for free at coinpass.com. We have by far the cheapest fees in the UK. It's not really something we advertise. You never want to be the cheapest. You want to be the best, but we do have very competitive rates. You can invest as little as, I think, £10 might be the minimum. And then you can hold the crypto on our platform, which is 100% secure, or you can withdraw that crypto to your own wallet. We do not handcuff our users. We have 24/7 support, so just drop us an email or jump on the instant chat if you ever have. There's no stupid questions. We've actually landed quite a lot of great clients from asking stupid questions. Can I withdraw my crypto? Yes. They deposited £5,000. Like, brilliant. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just search for CoinPass on LinkedIn, and obviously you'll find me linked on there. Or under my name, Jeff Hancock. And I'm also on Twitter as well, Jeff_CoinPass. I am trying to be a bit more active on there, but running a business with the staff we have spread out all over the world, my time gets pretty capped. So I'll try and respond to everyone that wants to reach out and ask a random question. Or if you have any feedback about the platform, I'd love to hear it. We're also on website, so you can go on your tablet or laptop PC, or you can download our mobile app on the Google Store or the App Store.
That's really good. And just to add all this information that you just said to us, to me and to my audience, is also, you did pass me when you registered for the podcast, you did give me some information, including your social media website. So it's all under the video right now. Anyone can
Great.
description, you will be able to get in touch.
I'm trying to remember what I wrote. I'm trying to remember what I put in there now. I'm sure it was all. We have a stand with my marketing team prepared me a standard list of the stuff to copy and paste in. So I'm pretty
Actually,
sure it's all up to date. But yeah, if there's any issues, just
the
reach out. We'll
only
be sure
the
to
only
help.
thing I'm not sure is about the blog, which interests me. But
Yep.
I do have LinkedIn, Twitter,
Yep.
Facebook,
But it's on
Instagram.
it's on our website. Even if you went to Google and just put CoinPass blog, you'll see
Right.
hundreds of results there. So we're putting the new stuff on there all the time. Obviously, the crypto space is always evolving. So we're looking at new stuff. We're looking at how the regulations are developing. We look at obviously the biggest hitting news, how it affects banking. The only thing we don't do, I can't tell you what token to buy and when, because that's financial advice. But hopefully, we give you enough information that you'll feel confident in dipping your toe, making your first trade, hopefully with us. But I mean, one thing, and I said this on stage a couple of weeks ago at a different event, which got a pretty couple of good headlines actually, is that even though there might be other companies that I sit directly beside a lot of the time and share stages with and content with, even if we're competitors, it doesn't matter what blockchain we're on. It doesn't matter if we're competitors. Our job by running businesses in the crypto space is to onboard more users. Crypto doesn't get big and doesn't get mainstream unless there's more people using it. More people are going to be stuck in the existing financial system under the weight and pressure of these rules and regs, not being able to access their own money and sometimes living in fear. Crypto is for everybody, and it's my job as well as all my other colleagues and competitors' jobs is to onboard as many people as possible and give the best service. Because crypto is going to be one of those things where you're not even going to know that you're using it, but it will be a far more, fair, transparent, and democratic system to use compared to what we have now. It's just going to take time. And the people that actually engage in this space and learn about wallets and learn about security, there's still a very big opportunity to be the next 1% if you know what you're doing. It doesn't mean betting it all on black and going all into Bitcoin and hodling for 10 years. It's about making more informed decisions of where you spend your money and how. And that's what I get the most out of educating people.
Great. One more question just came to my mind.
Please.
Jeff, when it comes to people and businesses, can I join as a business and can I join as a person, or I just can join as a person?
No, we support both. So we started that back in 2019. We had a lot of our customers were actually consultants, property investors, etc. And you can sign up for an individual or you can sign up for a corporate account. It's up to you.
Yeah.
We have property investors, law firms, accountancy firms, consultants, people that are a sole director of their own business. It doesn't matter. We can onboard either of them. You just need a unique email address, and you can actually have one of each if you like.
Interesting. Really good. I'm glad I remembered to ask you this.
No, it's really good. We're doing quite a lot of B2B corporate business at the moment. So those accounts are very, very popular. If you think about it, if you're a sole director, you have a consultancy company, a property company has a bit of income. If you take that money out of your business, you're going to pay a dividend tax or some sort of income tax. It might be between 7 and 20%. And then you go and invest in crypto, you're losing quite a lot of capital there. By enrolling as the limited company itself and connecting the company bank account, the business is investing the funds instead of you having to take all the tax hits and all the payroll hits in order just to invest. So
Yeah.
we recognize that, and not all business is the same. Some have one director, some have two, some have 10, and we usually
Wow.
work very one-on-one with those business owners to help them open an account.
Mm.
So yeah, we're here to help, and we offer accounts to multiple different types of entities, all the way down to charities. We've got a few charities that use our platform as well.
Oh, wow. Great. And I was just looking into your list of social media when we were talking
Yep.
about social media platforms, and you did add a link, a promotion, or a freebie, which is, let me go back so you can talk
Might be our
about.
rewards. Might be our rewards page. So yeah, we do have a promo for new users. If you deposit,
Yes,
if it
probably.
doesn't matter how much you
Yes,
deposit.
promote reward
Yeah. So you can go to our,
is a way.
we run different promos, different giveaways all the time. There might be social media, there might be trading, there might be something else. So you have a look at the rewards page. We also do email campaigns as well. There's always something new there. But for all new users, it doesn't matter how much you deposit. But if you do £500 of what we call volume, so you might put £100 on there and trade it 5 times. That would be £500 of volume. You do £500 of volume in your first month, and you don't withdraw it from the platform, you get an extra £15 added to your account, which you can buy in crypto and do whatever you want with. Used to be a bit different, and then it got abused really badly, so we had to change it. So that's why it's like that now.
All
And
right.
obviously,
Okay. So it's not in
pardon?
you. It's not in
No,
use.
no, it's in you. No, it's
It's not.
active. Yeah, and I think every time you
Ah,
refer a friend that does the same thing, you also get a bonus for referring your friend as well.
all right. Good.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much for this amazing insights about
Not a problem.
crypto. You really, really,
And
really.
maybe in a year's time when the market's moved again, we can do another one of these and you can share some updates.
Yes,
Great.
yes, definitely. I like the idea. I
Thank you
like
very
the
much.
idea. But
Thank you
once
very much for
again,
inviting me. It's been great to have a chat with you.
you're welcome. Was amazing to be able to take a little bit of your time to be here to bring your explanations and show me, like, I'm feeling more
Great.
confident about crypto, and I definitely, you will see me, we will keep in
Yeah.
touch because I
No,
will
that's
come
great.
to
Well, I mean, if
you
we could do
and
anything else and maybe do maybe a live QA, something like that, that'll be fun. And any of
yeah.
your viewers and guests, we can get some live QA going. That those are always a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. So I say thank you, God bless, and keep doing this amazing work, because I believe, like, I believe I'm not a crypto person, but I know that I need to be
Great.
part. This is
Crypto
what
is
I
for
feel.
everyone, so everyone should at
I,
least try it once.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
You
Jeff,
too. We'll
all
see
the
you soon.
best. We keep in touch and see you soon. Bye. I will switch. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks podcast, hosted by Yola Bastos and created by Women Flix, which empowers financial freedom for women worldwide. Entrepreneur Talks is a podcast that covers conversations with startups, founders, innovators, and thought leaders from around the world who are disrupting the status quo, expanding their businesses, and bringing innovative ideas to life. Yola's conversational tone is focused on the top questions about journey, and details the ways of thinking and acting that have led these entrepreneurs to success. Entrepreneurship, leadership, mental health, funding, finances, and other issues are covered on our podcast. Subscribe now to our podcast